Hello everybody, this is Gemini Jets 1975 coming at you with another Flight Schedule Sunday video. This is going to be on Continental Airlines today, and I do have four very special guests with me today. Gemini Jets 19, please say hello.
Hello everybody.
Qatar Airways Fan 101, please say hello.
Hello.
Bryce's Aviation and Sirens, please say hello.
Hello.
Gemini Jets JXXX, please say hello.
Hello, guys.
And Gemini Jets 1975, please say hello. Hello. Okay, so let's get started with the video. I do need to answer a trivia question from a previous video. I did skip over the answer to this, so my apologies. My question was, when did American Airlines inaugurate DC-10 service? And your wonderful answer to that question is August 5th, 1971. And the people who got that right are, double check here, Southwest 737 fan, WestJet 737, and that is it. Few people answered another date that was not correct. Sorry about that, guys, but that's okay. Alright, so let's get started with the main purpose of this video, which is flight schedules. Like I said, we're doing Continental. My first timetable is from June 1st, 1982, which is when Texas International merged with Continental Airlines. And just to clarify something, Texas International was the one that purchased Continental, kept the Continental name because Continental was more well-known and recognized throughout the country than Texas International. Texas International was actually a small intrastate, well, it started out intrastate and then became international and flew to mainly Mexico and expanded outward from Texas. So yet another Texas airline that, you know, flaunted its stuff, so to speak. So in this timetable, you do have a nice route map right here at the front. Red lines indicate Continental routes. Blue lines indicate Texas International routes. So they did fly to Continental. They did fly to Houston. Denver was their main hub. And the the format of the timetable is side-by-side columns, and then you have flight numbers connecting flights. Then it tells you the meal service and any stops en route, if any. And then, of course, 0 indicates nonstop. So right here it does give you a few advertisements, some Texas International ads, passenger information, stuff like that. Alright, so that is kind of the kickoff of the modern day Continental Airlines. The next timetable is actually June 5th, 1987. This was, I want to say this was right before bankruptcy, the first bankruptcy. And they were quite large at this time. Actually, no, this was, I'm sorry, my facts are way off. This was after the first bankruptcy. So in 1986, let's see, trying to remember a little bit of airline history here. It was either right around, I think it was right around 86 when Continental had merged with People Express and possibly New York Air already as well. So that would have made a Washington Dulles and a Newark hub both. And then when United pulled out of Cleveland, then Continental took their place. And then here is Continental Express. All right, not really anything new except beginning service to Europe. You got new service from London and Paris to Newark, Miami, Houston, and Denver. All right, then we have one dated May 1st, 1990. We still have the large format here. Again, there's another route map, destination map rather, and then large Continental Express maps showing you the Continental Express network. Then apparently they toyed around with the idea of doing a small pocket size edition. They actually adopted this version later. I will show you once we get there. But here is a small pocket size edition. Again, this was in 1994. They had contracted quite a bit, so many fewer destinations. And then here is the Continental Express maps. The Denver hub was very much on the decline at that time. I believe they had completely pulled out of it by around 95 or so. Here is July 1st of 1995. Not really a map in here, so to speak. Tabular 3-column format. And then if you look in the, there's not really a whole lot to talk about with that one. Next we have December 14th, 1995. And Continental at one time flew more U.S.-Mexico service than any airline around. In fact, if you look at the Continental Express map, okay, this was before that happened, but here's Houston, Denver, what's left of it, Cleveland, Greensboro. That is an interesting story. I don't know if I want to get into it because it'll make this video a lot longer, but Continental had basically one of the first what you could call an airline within an airline experiment. It was called Continental Light, or Cal Light for short, and they based it out of, guess where, Greensboro, North Carolina. No one can figure out why they did that. It failed miserably, probably because no one wanted to connect through Greensboro, but that was basically one of the first U.S. airline within an airline experiments, and they did it to naturally try to compete head-to-head with Southwest while also trying to cut costs, and it did not work. Here we have, I'll get this thing to focus for me, which it isn't. September 5th, 1996, the day after my birthday. Interesting. All right, so this was when Continental began to pull itself out of the hole of you-know-what that they were buried deep within, and they were named the J.D. Power and Associates, what do you call it, frequent flyer. Well, they basically were starting to win awards. So this particular timetable doesn't really have any kind of destination map. It's rather boring, actually. There's very little, information, especially compared to some of the ones that I've showcased in the past. June 12th, 1997, Continental was named Airline of the Year by Air Transport World magazine, which is a very prestigious airline industry magazine, although the public can now get it as well. It's quite expensive though, but it is a very good magazine. And somewhere along the lines here, and I don't believe they've started flying into South America. Okay. Now what I mentioned earlier, here we have December 12th, 1997. This is when they started with the pocket editions. I believe they were using these up until they quit printing timetables, which was either sometime in 2000, 2001. It might have even been before that, along with everybody else. So you have a very nice color destination map. And then there's an inset with Continental Micronesia. And your format, so you have to know your city codes in order to use this, because it tells you from the city, and then all of your destinations are in 3-letter airport codes to lessen the amount of space it takes up. And then it gives you, of course, the usual arrival, departure, aircraft, flight number, and frequency, and stops if there are any. So this is a very condensed version. It's Northwest also used that type of system where they only print timetables with city codes instead of the full out city name. And then my next timetable, I forgot to mention that would be helpful. May 1st, 1998. Alright, then it tells you new and expanded service to all of these places. We've got lots of South American cities, Central America, Dallas, different U.S. cities. Again, here is a nice destination map. This was during the time period when U.S. airlines didn't print actual route maps in their timetables, which is very unfortunate because you look at European timetables and they print, most of them, especially back, in the 70s and 60s, had full color spread route maps in their timetables. U.S. carriers, some did, some didn't. Then when the 80s came around, usually only the smaller carriers did, and even some of them didn't. Okay, so now we have November 1st to December 14th, 1998. This is when they inaugurated 777 service to Tokyo from Newark. And their slogan, of course, work hard, fly right. And then here we have February 11th, 1999. This is when Continental and Northwest were still in their alliance. It was rumored that they would merge, but they never did. At one time, actually, Continental was in talks with Delta to merge, but did not. And that was in the mid to late 90s as well. Okay, and then next we have September 9th, 1999. And here we have new destinations: Amsterdam, Brussels, Chihuahua, Quebec City, Saltillo, Mexico, Tel Aviv, and Zurich. So these timetables didn't even have individual Continental Express route maps. They just had, you look real closely, they had all of the cities jumbled up, and the express cities had a black dot, and the others were white with a black outline. So you kind of had to use your imagination. So lots of money-saving printing techniques here. And then last but not least is June 10th, 1999. There's a little bragging going on here on the cover. Continental was ranked highest in customer satisfaction for long flights in 96, 97, and 99 by Frequent Flyer magazine. Okay. Again, your destination map. Nothing really special. These timetables, like I said, very condensed, very little information. But nevertheless, if you know how to read them, they're full of information. So here is your code share with Northwest, Kalispell to Minneapolis, Kansas City. So anyways, guys, that basically does it for this portion of the video. So do any of my special guests have anything to add to the video before we stop?
Me.
Yes.
If you haven't subscribed to Gemini Jets 1975, please do. You would not be let down at all by any of his videos.
Well, thank you very much. Anybody else have anything to add?
Yeah, I was going to say the same as what Jonah Jackson 19 said.
Well, thank you very much. Guys, if you have not subscribed to Gemini Jets 19, excuse me, British Aviation, Bryce's Aviation and Sirens, or Gemini Jets JXXX, please do me a favor and go subscribe to them. You will not be disappointed at all. Amazing content, amazing videos. So thank you guys for joining me. And everyone else, thank you for watching this video as always. Look forward, hopefully before Christmas, a new Toronto Pearson Airport update. If Phoenix manages to get the models to the U.S. retailers and then the U.S. retailers can ship them out, then I will get it sooner rather than later. If not, well, I'm going to do the update without them and then do another one later. So anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video.